Chatauri war leader is up to something. Let's see where. Chatauri war leader has the flight ability. At any point in a movement, this could fly. Let's try flying over to the body of Jesus token cracker coin sitting upon the death ruin cinder derived truncheon carbon coal deposits looking bronze gold palladion altar dish over here in the middle here, near the ancient mystical Egyptian artifact containing the ancient fermented vinegary liquid liver of Amun-Ra. That's what that is supposed to be. Anyone who picks that up can, at some point in the game, clear themselves of all action tokens, and the next move they make is a free action. They can take any one action as a free action. They're once per game. They can do that. This guy can move 10. Let's get him on top of that elevated terrain. I like elevated. He's a flyer, and that's the only elevated terrain on the map, and there's no accessibility for non-elevatable characters, for non-flying characters. Take Chatauri War Leader. He's in there, and he was occupying this zone. He's not going to be doing that any longer. This is going to only open this to remove the peg that it assumes it placed in here. There it is. It would not have to check here because this has separated it from it occupying that zone and opening it to insert this peg, and this did not notice any other peg, and it's separated from this incipient frame of reference in which it does not detect any or even another turn that a character could have placed a peg in there. Wait, yes it is. Isn't it? Is it? Well, it opened it, and it's not in there. Any other... Oh, this one. To remove all pegs, because we are on the move. That was not necessary. This recalls that. Now this recalls it was only 2. Not nearly as cumbersome as suspected. I'm going to take Ismandu. Where's Kathmandu? Kathmandu, there you are. We're going to move you 10, your full 10, over here. Oh, any other zones? On the way, any zones we'd like to check that you could probably see along this path of motion. We checked that one for this corridor. There's some squares this could check. You just open these, see if anybody's in there. Spectate. Nope. Close, damn you! I'm going to be in this square so I can see all of these. For strictly demonstration purposes, this should be well aware that there's no one over here. Silence, you're ruining the illusion. Let's check these. Nobody in there. That's that. Now we're going through here. That'll be 6. Yep. And then 9. So now once we go here, we enter here, or rather, we're entering this zone. So we can... Oh, this could have checked this, and that would have solved everything. Oh, that also includes this. Or does it? Yes. So that would have been a mistake. Right. But now that we're in that zone, once we go here, now we can see all of these. So let's check this master square. That's what this one is for. This master square is for these two transposed, these two of this column transposed across these rows. And there's no one there. So that's good. Also see all of these 4 transposed down those columns. That's what this master square is for. No one in there. Check those. Lickety split. Not so plank time. And then we're going into this square, which is also the master square, so you don't need to put another peg in a master square. The master square all in one. That's for the elevated terrain, since other characters do not see the center of the elevated terrain, only the ledge. And no one's in there, so I just assume so, because Bruce Banner or Hulk or whichever can't fly. Oh, Hulk has leap climb, so he could get up here. Thus, Chatauri War Leader is going to move those spaces, and he's going to be here. Praise me, for I am the sun!
Yes, I see you. Whoa, I've become Jesus somehow. It's amazing. I can feel the powers of the flanges. Make sure your mandarin oranges have their soap bottles to prevent the deer.
Yes, master.
I'm not your master. Well, I guess I'm everyone's master. It's okay. You just do whatever you want.
Yes. And he gets an action token. He has the move and attack ability and the flight power. He's also 3 squares high, because this thing is 3 squares high. Put that there. Move and attack ability, which is like hypersonic, except you lose 2 points of attack. This suspects that's it. And you can't use it if you're adjacent to an opposing character. The way that hypersonic would work in this game is that, as you've noticed, at any point during the movement, you can stop and inspect zones and find out if anyone's there, and at that point, if you were to find your opponent, you could then decide to use hypersonic minus the number of squares you used in the movement in which you are constantly using to get to that position from the start of your turn or the start of the movement within the turn, in the case that you have more than one move action available to you in that turn. Wonder Woman. Son of God. Yeah. Yes. Be forbearing, impudent loquacity. Anything else? Do you have Outwit? You have Perplex. Gotta perplex his 80-point ovine continental buttocks to 19 defense. Yes, defense. That's 19. I'm already in a spot where presumably you can't reach. You can't. What are you doing up there? What are you doing up there? He's Shakolin. This got you called a Kartanka. Ja, jak Chatauri War Leader via Stjapor. That is Chatauri War Leader's turn. There's Chatauri War Leader on the body of Jesus, the protective, supercooled liquid forming special moves, electrostatic repulsive properties, ultraviolet, ovine, obuside, primo poste, nove godine, idu, Francisco, zabog, bezabog, marca, neidem, Francisco, ultraviolet radiation, obstructing obnauticus with your dioxide, silicon, quartz, crystal, semiconducting silicon, lamp case, shading, fancy gelled metal shtick, translucent, polycarbon, Greek fire, flayed, though thick, edron, polycarbon, polymer, polysaccharide. It's not a polygon armature-looking casing, theologian, Episcopalian casing, containing the Kokiatoga, the body of what they call it, the body of Jesuit, the cracker coin token of Jesus. Ta-da! There it is. That doesn't open unless people sacrifice at both altars, the Palladion altars. So someone has to get hurt next to both of them, and then that opens, and then somebody can take it. Until then, nothing. Chatauri War Leader will perplex up his own defense and clear. Chatauri War Leader, let's have you... Let's say you want to check out this side. Let's have you move 1. He's in there. So we're going to have you move. So what zones would you be able to see? This is elevated terrain. This does not agree in HeroClix with the rules, whereas that if you're on the edge of elevated terrain, your vision is a cone. So you would see like this generating out like that. But you would... Fun if he was in there. And you could not see these two or anything of those. This disagrees with that. If you're in the case that you'd be elevated away from something and that would obstruct your vision, you'd be on a very tall building where the position of whatever it is that would be below you, such as a street, would be obstructed by the edge of a building. If you can look out and see the equivalent of what is within that cone of observation, you should be able to look down the street by turning your head. Therefore, this rejects that. This is part of the reason why got this set. Got a new HeroClix bag. We're breaking the rules. Bollocks to the rules. Bollocks to those particular set of rules. And you But obey my rules, though. Those are the rules. You should totally do that. I'm going to be here at the edge. Going to the edge of glory. Welcome to the danger zone. Can he? What? He's not in those zones though. He's up on the edge. Oh, this edge is that included in the zone? It should be. Yes, then it's included. It's included in the danger zone package. The edge of that. So this square refers to what is within here. It's basically there, not up here or down there. Just this square up to this blue thing, and then your vision tapers off for some reason, inexplicably. That's it, right there. And thus, that's this zone. So that's just this. If you're over here, I think you should be able to also see that. See him if he's there. So you're in this zone. And you're in this zone. Now it's time for the danger zone. But instead, welcome to the Terror Dome. Oh, in the process, checking them. And they're not in. But you're not in those zones. Where? Oh, you are, because you're on the edge. Yes, so you're technically in Habanur in those zones there. You have it there. Okay. In the zone. So that would mean that this zone is these 5. This is blocked, but if it weren't blocked, because blocking terrain could be destroyed, you take it out, and it becomes an ordinary square. It will not leave hindering behind. And like in other HeroClix, not sure if you've ever destroyed a wall before, but I don't think you're going to be hiding in or behind in a broken wall. That'll be these 5 squares transposed across that row, transposed down to here, across there. So you're also in that one. And well, what are we going to do? So that's part of his movement, and we could keep moving. Oh, then maybe it shouldn't have put that in there. I'm not going to keep moving. That's probably why I did that. So that's just one thing. Just wanted to see if anyone was out there. Go. Perplexing up defense to 19 and clearing. I think they might see each other. I didn't check this one. Did they? I was, where am I? Here? Nope, just narrowly avoids the other zone. I was wondering why I didn't see that guy. I thought he's just walked right in there. That's fine. Now we're gonna have let's have Chatauri War Leader move somewhere. Oh, didn't clear that guy? So let's have him perplex up his own defense and clear. He's gonna get out of here. He's going to fly out at 3, and he's going to move 10. Yes. 6. Check all of the. Oh, he's. I think the ceiling for these. You don't see these if you're flying at 3. There's a door. There's like a door you would see inside of those. If you're flying, too bad. If you're going to fly here, that's a new place. Let's stop him at there. So he moved 6. And he's going to check down here. Oh, it says we could see each other. We should not be able. We could see each other? Okay, this made a mistake. Apparently, it should have removed that. It should not have put that there. Because it did not stop there. If it had stopped here, where this probably put that there, we would have been able to see each other. But it stopped over here, somewhere like that. And, but if you were there, we would have been able to see each other. put that over here and not make that mistake too often. And we're not stopping there. It's a non-stop. Be a lockdown. And I'm going to take these out and put them elsewhere when we're finished. Probably not going to be here when we're done. To make sure there's not one in here. No. Still in there. And that's if you're flying at 2. No, even at 2. If you're flying, you don't see inside these rooms unless you're in them. Unless you're in them. Looking fresh. So we check that. Now there's no one there, so I'm going to keep moving. Have a 10. We moved 6. We can move 4 more. Let's have you go. We're stopping here. Opening that up. Closing this. So that's a new place. We can see. It's a new... Did I take the thingy out of here? Or was it this one? Which one? Yeah, it did not move that. Should have done that. Put that in here instead. And let's keep that open so we can see. So we're going to use this one, which is this whole row up until this wall. This pink thing is a wall here. This one is open, but this one is open. And then this whole zone, also this one. That one covers this one as well as those squares down there. Inexplicably! So close that and put that guy all right there. Because we are stopping here. Pit stop. We're still 3 high. We've not descended. Which actually makes this person invulnerable. Hulk cannot hurt me unless he throws something at me. And there are only 2 objects. I probably... When there's an invincible character, the object of the game is to not die. So far, it's fine. Is to not get hit. This is not certain what to do about that problem. It seems like I'm just invincible now. Even if we found each other, what would be the point? Let's just keep going till we find each other, and then we'll try this game with a not flying character. There's got to be some way to solve that. It seems like a flying character should be pretty strong, should be invincible, but what would the Hulk... Oh, he has leap climb. So let's say that Hulk can attack him as if he were not flying because he's got leap climb, but that he gets some kind of advantage to his defense because he's flying. Hulk loses 1 attack and gains 1 damage because you have to jump at somebody, which gives you more momentum. What are we doing? Oh, yeah, we moved 10 over here. Still flying 3 high. Perplexing of defense to 19, just in case. Chatauri War Leader clears. Perplexes up his defense to 19. Okay. An action token. The Chatauri War Leader clear. Clear. And perplex up his defense to 19. Ooh, that 19 defense. So I could see this one. I'm going to move through here. No. That means he's not in these 4 plus any of these that we already would know because we're in this one. I'm going to be able to see all down here. This is the one this is planning to go to. Be able to see this one. Not in there. That's the master square for these 3 along this row, transposed up to those columns. I can't. So he's not in there. I can see. This is blocked. I can see in here. If I move down here, I should be able to, around here, I should be able to see this one. So I'm going to open that. All these, I see all that. I see all that. this. Yeah, I like that. So squiggly 3, course of the mesa. Where's hairs? Anything else? I'm going to be here so I can see these. Open those. Yeah. These 4 are blocked by these 2. So it's this one. If I'm here, I should be able also to see the diagonal. This one will be blocked by that one, but I can see these. Why? This would block that one. This. Let's say it blocks this one also. No. Put go task closing all of these. Making moves. So we're gonna stop there. Assert my presence on your master square. Probably should not have checked all of those squares unless it was making that move. It wasn't going to. Where on earth is that guy? Moved him. Not here? Yeah. And he gets an action token. Knowing that they're very close, I suspected. I just thought they would find each other. They haven't. I suspected as much. They were wrong. He might be hidden by this one. That's probably one. And perplexed up by 1. His defense to 19 again. At this point, you would just announce to that guy, rolling to snare you. So that's a 6. He has 10 on your 19. I needed a 9. I got a 6. So now he should probably know that you're next to him. When he goes, he'll check the adjacent squares. Or if you're announcing something like an attack that is like grabbing someone, you leave it open. But other than that, this one, it's not that one. So this will say if you're grabbing someone, leave it open so that they don't have to look. Because in that case, they would definitely know that you're there. You don't have to look around to see, where did that come from?
Bill Crosby. What was that?
Next turn. Chatauri War Leader. Just someone tried to grab me. Can you believe this? Oh man, let's check the board. Any mistakes that this made? Oh, there's a guy next to me, because I recall he told me he was going to grab me. This guy just came out of nowhere and grabbed this person. Someone tried to tussle me to the ground, from the ground, to the ground. Trying to bear tackle, if that's an expression. This would have to push to get away. Maybe it should, because he's going to keep jumping at me. Jumping like a gray gamma frog. He might... Is that a trash can? He might throw a trash can now. You would put your pieces on the field at this point. When you find each other, you would then put your pieces where they are, such as this. I should probably... I don't have to break away because I'm 2 squares away from him. I'm flying in the air. He did not grab me. So I can fly away, but I would still have to push. I'm going to perplex up my defense to 19 and clear. Hulk is going to throw that thing he's holding. The way that throwing things is going to work in HeroClix now is that you get to make a ranged attack, and your range is your attack plus your damage. In the case of Hulk, in a trash can, he has 3 damage and 10 attacks, so he can throw from 13 squares away. And he's definitely able to do that. This character is 3 squares away, 1 square laterally, 3 squares high. 3 squares high, threw my trash can right into his eye. I just needed to know if his skull could break, and I took him Edie Bushitsu, and I That's 9. That hits a 19. That hits a 19. Checking, double checking, making sure that does hit, and he pushed to do that. He pushed to hit a 19. This goes away. This is destroyed. And does he have any other power that he has? Invulnerable. The damage does, when you throw an object, it does the damage that it would if... What damage should it do? It's a trash can. And it's not like Hulk is punching you. It shouldn't be his damage. Let's say objects, this object does 2 damage, heavy object does 3 damage, and super heavy does 4 damage. He would block, he does not take any damage from that. And Hulk does take damage from that. But he got stronger. This flying off the cuffs are antipatously. That is a word that this is contrived. Possibly somewhat recondite manner. It accepts the ne'er-do-wellness of its ways. Next turn, Chatauri War Leader is now possibly considering getting out of there. He does not like being bear-hugged and having trash cans thrown at him. I can move and attack, and I'm not adjacent to you. You try to be adjacent to me, but I'm not, so I'm going to move and attack. I'm going to attack you first. Let's do 11 on your 17. Need a 6. 8. That hits a 19. Oh, a bunch of hitting 19s now. Oh, yeah. And that does 3 damage. You take 2 because you have invulnerability and he does not penetrate. Oh my goodness, he's on the strongest click now. And he has the ancient Egyptian canopic jar containing the ancient liquid vinegary liver of Amun-Ra. So he could take away both of his action tokens and then get a free action. That's balls. Alright, so that hurt him. I did some damage, and now I'm going to move away as fast as I can. Let's see on the board. Where can we go where he will not find you? I'm gonna run. Maybe I should run it. Oh, he can't get... Oh, can he get up there? He does not have lead climb anymore, so he can't reach me. If I go up there, it would take 7 movements. I'm gonna get the... Just Shinjuta.
I'm out of here. See ya. Don't become Jesus again. This is a Jesus move.
Put that in there. Along the way, so what would we see? We check this one. This assumes that he's not in any of these. This left this open and that open. And this is withdrawing from this one. If there were... Which one? So he's blue. There he is. If he did not attack this one with such a brusque and close range form of attack, I would not have known immediately. He would not have left that open. The other character would have had to figure that out by looking in here. When at the beginning of the turn, it should have looked in there before moving, but in this case it didn't because he was right next to me and trying to hug me, throw things at me. But if he had thrown it instead of hugging, this would have then had to look. I think that's part of it. Was that a trash can? Anything else that this could see? Let's check this one. I suppose I could check these if there were other characters. Let's do it. Just for in the nature of the game testing, the laborious looking through all the parts and the fillings and stuffings. That's him. He's up here. So I can no longer see this guy, so I'm going to put him away. The Chatauri War Leader will disappear. You would not tell the other character that you fled to the Jesus token, but that's what happened. And he would also disappear from you, or you would take your characters off the board. That would be the sign to remove your characters. When Chatauri War Leader will perplex up his defense to 19 and clear. Only one in there. He did. The character without leap climb did not inexplicably get leap climb and then jump up there. I'm safe for now. What shall we do? No action tokens. Let's go toward the edge. I did before. Let's check back here. I need to check. Let's first do it on the board. I'm gonna go here, which means I can now see this. This is these two transposed. These two have a column transposed along these rows to here. This is blocked. If this one would be the same two, but including these 6, similar to this one, including some stragglers off to the side. But we're checking this one because I'm here. I don't see. This declaims it doesn't see that inexplicably. Don't never question me when I cut you if he's not in there. I move there. Now I'm gonna. So that's 1. I get. Let's check this side. I'm gonna move 2. Where are we going? Move 2. And check here. So now I can see this zone over here. Anything else? We got something. We've got him. So now I know he's somewhere in here. He's somewhere within that zone. Let's check this one also, because when sometimes characters are here, they're often in here. So now at least I can eliminate this whole region, or eliminate this whole region, eliminate some whole region, and this did. So he's somewhere in one of these. So let's start searching. Also, this edge includes this edge. If you could get up here, I don't know. Oh, he's here. All right, gotcha. Yeah, of course he's there. Where else would he be? The ritual. The ritual. The witchy wee. What else did this other one? So he's in there. We got him here. So I'm gonna, so that means I definitely moved. So I moved here, so I'm gonna take a moment, appreciate. We found each other, so I don't have to, at this point you don't have to tell him that you found him. You could now announce to your opponent that I'm going to attack you. This is why this board was made. 11 attack on your 18 defense, 3 damage. Here it comes. 6. That's, it hit 17. That misses by 1. Alright. At that point, your opponent would then ask you, or where are you? Because you attacked me now. Now I should be able to see you. And you then put everybody on the board. You put your characters on the board now that you attack somebody. You know what everyone is. But now you have move and attack, so you can keep on moving. I can move another 8. Let's have him move. Get out of here fast. Move up here. In the case that there were any other characters on the map, check these. Dry run. Nobody in this zone, that is these 3 squares along that row, transposed all the way up here. No one up, no one there. We know that we already seen this. There's one guy there. Check for any more. We're moving through this place. That means we can see this zone, which is these two squares transposed across these rows, plus these 6, 7. Check that one. No. Right. Then we're going to move here again. So now we are in this territory. We can see these 5 plus these 3 of this column transposed across these 3 rows. Open. No abro. No abre. I'm going to move now. Oh, anything else we can see? Flying at 3? No. We could check in here if we were lower, if we were on the ground, because we're flying. We cannot see that. Close that. Close this. Close this also. Bye! See ya! See, this would be a good opportunity to hurt him if he were hurt. There, next to this altar, that one would be activated, and if someone got hurt next to the other one, the cheeses token would become activated. Chatauri War Leader will also clear. I see you are in this zone. I'm going to also check the other zone I occupy. You're also in that zone, which means that you are within the one of these. You have to be in one of here. And I might notice that we are in the same. There's 2 of these. So I'm guessing that we are occupying the same. You're beneath me. Realizing that, as he doesn't know, he might then notice this also. He might not. It would be strange for someone to have destroyed a wall right beneath you and you not noticed it. And he would not necessarily know how many action tokens you have, or if you have an object. That's something this character might ask you, and you would tell them, because it's right in front of you. I noticed you're beneath me. Is there anything they should know? Yes, this charged for 6. This is underneath you, destroyed some blocking terrain, got a light object, and I'm hoping to throw it at you at some point in the near future. Oh my goodness. It's another trash can, and this one is not the netted homogeneous solids consisting of a recurring series of 3 four-dimensional molecular or molecular scale pattern fractal type finger-like artifact reinforced niobium arts austenitic ferritic finger-like artifact reinforced niobium chromium death ruin cinder derived truncheon carbon coal deposits niobium brushed in nickel colander crucible lustrous steel alloy or some other metal or metal alloy tin bollocks net weave. It's just the straight tin cups 1950 style trash can. He's going to throw another one. Multiples, a planopy of trash can models being thrown and hoisted and hurled like mounds of incandescent electromagnetic radiation emitting approaching diagramless electrochemical bond snap power emitting balls of fiery magma firing from Pompeii or Mount Vesuvius. That this infers is the mountain volcano range that is Pompeii. In any case, I'm going to move and attack. We are not adjacent. I get -2 to attack. He has 11 attack still. I have 9 attack. And I'm going to attack you. The way that attacks are going to work in this game when you have a flying character now is that when you're going to attack someone, you tell the opposing character, and they're going to choose an adjacent square, one of the squares that are adjacent to them and that are clear. They're going to move their character there. Let's demonstrate that. I'm going to attack you. 9 on your 18, this presumes. This will roll a d6, and it's from these 3, these 2, and this square. It's going to choose one of the 6, and it is label them 1. Let's say that one is 1. This is going to pick this one. Not there. I can't attack you. Can't attack you. Then once that's finished, you get the action token and you may complete your move action. He has 13 range, or possibly more now. He has 12 attack and 4 damage, which means he'll have 16 range now. The ceiling is 12 on this place, and so you're not going to get out of the range of that trash can. This needs to It's a projectile missile Micheluga Man missile trash can. Then I move 10 straight line, maintaining altitude, and his action token. He's perplexing up his own defense to 19 again. Let's get him. This suspects that in this case, once they pick the square that you've moved into for the evasion square, rapid explosion dodging, you may now then reveal which one you picked, because if this is occurring right in front of them, they should, unless you dove into a square they couldn't see, which you should be able to determine, this is within their visibility. Typically, if it's adjacent to the one that you're in, it might not always be beyond their perspective. If you just can tell they can see where you went, which in this case they would have, you would reveal right afterwards. I was in the square incipient... I was in the square that once was blocking terrain the whole time. Breathe on. Moving 10. There. Because we moved out of this place, we're going to take our luggage and get out of here. Any other zones that I occupy that they should know about? Right. Once then that action is complete, they would turn the board around to you, and you would decide, you would close your lid, and now adjust for which zone you occupy. I just forgot to check the zones that you occupy. Did this do that? It's not occupying it now. Where are we? Here. And we're occupying this zone. Nobody else in there. The other zones? No. Alright then. What on earth is going to happen? Perplexing up defense to 19. We're taking this. That'll be the end of that. That's Chatauri War Leader's turn. He's gonna probably maybe try to shoot that square, noting that the Hulk did not charge down. We don't know if the Hulk charged down the hallway. Let's check the hallway. Let's check here. Still just you. He should not be in here because he's already over here. And he's not in there. Those are the only ones we can see right now. He might be sitting around the corner. We could charge. We could move and attack down there. Let's move and attack 7. Here, same zones. Equivalent of here. Now, is anyone there? So I have to check the square that I can see it. He's not there. So that's made that was not perhaps the greatest move to make. This can now move an additional 3. Let's move 3 back down the hall. This way. As a result, this square. We're no longer only in this one. Let's see that. Perplexing up defense to 19. Chatauri war leader should be here. Now perplexing defense up to 19. That's the end of that turn. Checking the zones that we occupy. This one and that one alone. And we are alone in that zone. And the whole time you knew no holes but cheese, Swiss cheeses craters. The smoldering binary salt compound liquid lithium saturated smoldering mesa crater of destiny. Clearing, perplexing Chatauri war leader's defense to 19. Clearing. I'd like to move here. Let's check all the zones in between. So we're going to be going through this zone. No. Leaving that zone. In case anyone was in there also. Successfully done this. Move through the new square. Prime real estate. Let's check that square since it's not in a zone. Not there. Now we're entering this corridor. No. Once we go here, we can see this whole place. This does not care to check that whole thing. Anybody home? No. The zone marker would include this square, which we can't see, so we mustn't use that zone. Maps a new zone shall be required. That was here. Any other? Also, now I'm going to be in this zone. No. Now we can park. We are in two zones. This zone. And this one. Oh, action jump. And it will be. Yes. Perplexing up defense to 19. Sure staple. End of turn. Maybe have him cut through the middle there. So I would like to, he can move 10. That's not part of the zone. It is part of the zone, so I can check it. Shouldn't have to. I'd like to end up here. On the way, yeah. Now we can see this zone. Check it. Still the only one there. We're not going to be in this zone anymore. Did we check this one already? Okay. We're going through here, so now we can see this. We're part of this zone. No. We can also see this. No. We're going to end up here. So, let's move that over. Any other zones we need to check? We can see this zone. Just check that one. We are also in this zone. Oh, pay dirt. As you're playing the game, you may not prefer to screen that when you find somebody. It would be over here. And we now know that there's a Hulk over here. But the Hulk doesn't know that. The Hulk did not figure that out yet. And I have moved and attack. I moved my full movement, but I can still attack him. But I can't run away. Maybe this is a bad idea. He's gonna turn around and see me. Maybe he won't. There's a risk in this game. He might decide not to check his zones and just move on. Maybe he probably won't. So I'm going to go for the attack. Yeah, I used move and attack, so that's going to be 9 on his 18. So at this point, this would announce an attack on the opponent. I still don't know. Oh, I didn't check which square he's in. I don't know which one of these squares he's actually positioned in, but I know he's somewhere between in here. Let's start looking. Be making these attacks. You gotta do the searching. You rabble rouser. Not in there. He wouldn't be in there. He's here. This was presumptuous. The truth is, this knows where the characters are. This is attempting to recreate the experience. Now announcing an attack. In case you don't know, this can see you now and it's going to attack you. That's not how you found me. Oh, but turn around.
Attack Hulk and it shall turn your butterball biscuit into a dumpling.
What are these comestibles that you're speaking of?
You know they're comestibles, but you don't understand the sanguinary metaphor.
No, that was sarcastic.
Hulk will smash you for sarcasm!
And Hulk is going to once again choose a square. The board would turn around to conceal the Hulk side, the Hulk's perspective, and Hulk would then choose a square. Chatauri War Leader might guess that he'd try to go behind hindering terrain. I'm just going to try behind the blocking terrain. Would he? He has a... This doesn't know he has an object. You don't have to tell someone... This didn't ask if he was holding an object. It's going to... Let's say this didn't ask, this wasn't paying attention, it was the heat of combat, and so he assumes he's objectless, he's going to want to get away, pick this square. He's not in there, so we can't attack him. And now you'd reveal, where did you go? Ta-da! Kridona! And now you're in this zone. His action is complete. I got your zones. You took my zone. Perplexing up defense to 19. He stays there because we can see each other. We can see each other. David se escucha. Chatauri War Leader. I've got a shotgun. More like a taxi door handle that's a light object, interestingly enough, compared to, I suppose, is a wrecking ball or a tank turret that supposes that is a relatively light object, a temperamental disposition, and a bad attitude, which are delineated, as that character from Always Sunny in Philadelphia might tell you, explicitly or implicitly, if you understand the vernacular. That's not a vernacular. This is being facetious. Facetious implies something a bit too deliberate. Serendipitously obnoxious. Those words, they're not common maxims or phrases. Redundant, there it is. It's a fancy way of saying something is retarded. Hulk will now attempt to throw this taxi. Just out of practice, this would like to check all of this. Forgot to close that. Check all of the zones. Check all the zones that he's in to make sure there are no third characters. He would check this one. Alone in there. We check this zone. He's the only character in there, which is wrong. There are 2 characters in there. I just did not neglected to put this here and all that action. There should be 2 characters in here, as well as 2 characters over there. We got 2 characters. And his thing is still over here. He's not placing it. That's not correct. Should have 2 characters here. Done. And have your head for this. Now Hulk, he's checked the zones. Only 2 characters. We're copacetic here. Can Hulk see any other squares but what is in the zones? He can. He can see these. It's here. Also see this one. Good. Go. Vegemite. It's like kryptonite, but for vegetables. Veritable vegetables, no one in there. Now the squares, you can see these. This one. And that one. But not this one. Covered by that. Alright. Now we're going to throw the bloody car. The bloody car. He has 19 defense. I have 12 attack. Oh, yes! I need a 7. 7. I got 8. So that hits him. I hit you for... I just forgot all about that. He can't hurt you with trash cans. I need a heavier object. This was a waste of time. This was bollocks. This was pointless. Unless you get a critical hit, it's not going to work out very well. That's it. Oh, so it's managed to hit you with something, but it's bunk. It accomplished nothing. It was a waste of time. Let's see, this has another idea. Let's try, this should be out of the game. We're going to use the ancient Egyptian mystical artifact canopic jar containing the fermented liquid vinegary liver of Amun-Ra. Take away all action tokens, he gets a free action. So this is going to charge on this thing, break it. So now we're exiting this zone. Withdraw from that zone. Sir, check it. You're withdrawing, right? Go in here, still in that zone. This is still just the frame of reference that this is not separated from a frame of reference to which it is a recipient by an opposing turn, so presumably none of these squares would have characters in them now. Now that he's here, I'm going to destroy this, my free action. Another blocking terrain. Every HeroClix game, over 2 blocking terrain markers will lose their life in a savage conflict between a Chatauri war leader and a projectile gray-skinned science monster. Only you can help them. My name is Polta Turigena, and I'm here to... Now we roll. On a result of 6, ultra heavy, 5 or 4, I get heavy, and the rest is... I get ultra heavy! Let's see who avoids this one. My mind! Yes, let's give him one of these. Give him one of those. And that was a free action. I erased all of the... I can only take 1 action per turn, as the HeroClix rules. That's fine, because it's a measure of chronology. The implication of the vinegary liver of Amun, the ancient Egyptian canopic jar containing the fermented vinegary liquid liver of Amun-Ra, does not alter time necessarily, and enough that you should then get to move again. But next turn you won't have to take a token, and that is important and that is good. I like that. And next time I throw something, it might actually hurt you. Wonderful. This is working out reasonably well. I just thought this was going to be stuck. I like where this is going. And, your turn. Chatauri, let's make sure all of this is... We can see each other, so that's next turn. Let's have Chatauri War Leader check the zones he's in. As expected, he could still see you because we both occupy that zone. There you are. But you're not here anymore. Just checking for other characters. Let's see, now this is no longer blocking, so that means this should be able to see all of that. So let's see, the zones now have to be dynamic. So if this blocking terrain disappears, then the zone will now incorporate this whole region. That's reasonable, is it? Isn't it? This isn't sure. Is it reasonable or is it not? Alright. Here we are. Here we are. Toast and butter. In one in glata. Or that glitters is not iron to his friend. It's a partial anagram. Alabama anagram and called the ambulance. Chatauri War Leader has to clear. Oh, that's terrible. That's a terrible thing. I might need to push to get out of here because he's going to hit me, and that's a tank turret, and that will do 4 damage if it hits. Oh, dear. That's not okay. We have a big, bloody problem. If it pushes, it does 1 damage. If that hits, it gets 2 damage. But if this keeps happening, it'll lose the flight power, and then I'm stuck on the ground, and he's going to rip me to shreds. I'm going to push to break away. Not break away. Push to get out of the range of that. And we're going to attack him with a drive-by. I want to attack him from the same square, just out of spite. I'm going to be leaving. I'm going to be entering the square he's in, which means I'm leaving. Oh, I'm not leaving this zone. This zone is expanded. Any other zones I need to check? Oh, I'm high flying at 3. Let's check this one. No. Along the way, let's put that. Stop resisting! Right, and this is not check these. Check those. Those are not part of any zone. No. No. Look at that. Check these also. I'm gonna go be sneaky for a while. I want to go into the captain's quarters. Get sneaky. Fly a plane. In phyology, radiology, and aviation. Since we went through this zone, check that. Going through that zone. No, that's still out there. We're leaving this place. We can see all these squares. I didn't put a zone here. Mayhaps it should. Didn't go here, so it doesn't see all of them, just this one. No. Good even. Now we're here. What can we see from there? We can see this is a zone for those squares. So let's check those. Nobody there. Since we probably know where he hasn't moved since the beginning of the turn, and at the beginning of the turn he wasn't in any of those squares. One could infer, however, we're not going to. Since we are in this zone now, put that in there. And I'm going to put his character peg. This will disappear. Used another action token. He pushes. First damage taken. Oh, now I have invulnerability, which means he could hurt me with any one of the projectiles now. Maybe that was a bad decision. But he would have hit me. It would have been worse. It might have been worse at that particular. Oh, this is not certain which one is worse. It took damage. And he's got a brand new bag. It's equivalent. Where is he? I'll put him here. He's got 2. The struggle rages on. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the #1 Not God Smites and television program internet hypertext markup language extraordinaire. Ladies, gods, and single-celled paramecium, prepare to bow down and respect the obelisk. Respect the obelisk. I left this here. Not in that zone anymore. No. Any other stuff let's can see from here? Check these. Oh, we already checked that one. Let's check this square. No. What about this one? Not that square. Oh, wait, I already checked that square. It's part of this zone. No. You see this one? No, it's blocked by that. Alright, good. Chatauri, poor leader. Yeah, yoy. Go in there. See you. Let's check all your zones. Checking a diaper. You're the only one in there. And you can see these. Let's open them. What if the world is bad? The world is bad. You can see these. And so, nobody there. It's just you. No need to be concerned. Chatauri War Leader, does he still have Perplex? He does. Perplexing up to 18. No more 19 defense. Cool, you don't know. It would be a staring competition if you weren't aware. Yeah, check. Chatauri War Leader Zone. Yeah. Check these two. That's unnecessary because you're in a zone that includes those squares. Just check this one. Only one there, so that's it for that one. Need to be able to check this one and change the zone for it's supposed to be a zone for all of these and make it that one. That zone shot. So he's not a running shot kind of guy. He's rolled with this person in the higher educational district. So to go here, I'd like to go there, so that means I'm going to check this thing. Nobody's there. This is familiar with. Going here, that means now I can check all of these. For all these, and I can check this one. And check this one. Should also see that. What can we see? And that's it. And we also see this whole thing here. See that whole row. But we don't have a zone. We have to check that one. That's blocked. It's never mind. This was a mistake. If this was destroyed, this would have become part of that zone, and it would have checked that zone. And it's not. We don't. But now, what else can we see? We can see, we cannot see this whole zone, because we need to see this part. So we did this row already, so we need to check these. Check that. He's in here. I can't see him. And we moved 4 to get there. Over here. Yeah. What are you gonna do about it? We're not stopping there, so we're not gonna adjust any pegs or anything. Now at this point, we would announce an attack. What's his face? We now know that there is a Hulk in the upper Nevada or Utah area, maybe. That's why it could be. We know he might be armed with a attack turret. He is considered to be armed and extremely dangerous. Now we have 8 attack, because we lost some attack power. We got 6, interesting. 6 and a 3, that's 9. 9 plus, that's a 19, that hits a 19. But because he is of... oh, this hit him? This got damage on the Hulk at some point? This forgets when that happened. Or if it should have happened. It was sworn the last time they attacked Hulk, it missed. It did not get him. Maybe it should not have done that damage. It's already did it. But now it's time for the roulette of damage! You may now attempt to guess where the Hulk has gone with his giant tank turret. He's not going to have gone in here. He was here, so he's not going to go over here. He might be trying to base me. The other time he came closer. Maybe this time he's going to try and run away. So I'm going to guess he went over here. No. And even if he went over here, this would be blocking. If you can dive behind blocking, then you can avoid the attack. He can't hit you. They can't hit you. So there's no point looking there. And, so where did you go? Ta-da! Ah! Where it would have been pointless to look. And a cunning strategy. If you're blocked, I don't think you should reveal yourself. So let's keep that to yourself. Not do that again. Repeat that mistake. Where are we going here? Keep moving. We moved 4. We were over here. We moved 4. So we have another 4 to go. Let's finish up here. We're going to take ourselves out of that zone. We already did that. The way, saw the sights. We passed through here, which means we should be able to see this zone. No. That's interesting. And away. Else? Is there anything else this saw that it should not have seen, which it could not have saw, where the sharing was not beguiled, but yet it was abnegation? Freestyle! Oh yeah! Oh. Should have checked this place. Oh, already removed that from knowing that we weren't going to stop there. We're not in that zone. That is all. Is it? We're done. Finished. We finished our movement. Here. Take that. At this point, this would then announce to the opposing character, I am trying to base you. And the opposing character would probably say,
Oh, but I'm flying.
I have lead climb.
Oh, okay, go.
And so then we're going to do the attack. Let's see what's going to happen. 4. This is not optimistic of 4's ability to hit anything. Oh, he has 11. This thought he would have less than that for some reason. 4 and 11, that's 15. Yes, he definitely has higher than 15. So that fails. He stays at his current elevation. He gets this action token. What happens when you try to make it with air grabs? Air recovery. This is War of the Monsters now. Dun, 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 dun. They can see each other now. Now you would put your guys in the... We're now in this zone together. I think we should all decide to die together. Embrace it, yes. We're in the same square, or the same lateral plane representing square. It's represented with the same square. Don't ever question me or I cut you. I think we're definitely not in this zone anymore. Or in that one. Did this leave one in there? It did not. Other zones. Turn it around. And that turn is over. Turn it around and let them see it. At this point, they may have demanded to know, turn the board so I could see it. And let me see where you're attacking me from, since you are attacking me with leap, climb, and grabs. And this is the case where you would not try to conceal yourself. Let's leave that open then. Make life just a little bit easier involving grabbing. Turn it around. Oh, look, behold. And there you are. And Chatauri War Leader, horrified, will attempt to... That is the wrong one. There they are. All scrunched up in there. Let's have a Hulk. We need to strike him. Let's try to move and attack and get out of there. I might have a better chance of killing him if I just attack him now twice. I have no action tokens. I could end this game now. It could come to an end right now, or I could run away. Let's go for a higher attack. I'm going to perplex up my attack this time. Give me more. If I get more, he has toughness. If I get higher damage and I don't use it on attack, and I hit him, then I'll probably get 4 damage. That means he'll take 3 damage. That might kill him. Let's go for it. Chatauri War Leader attacking Hulk. Hulk will choose a square. The board would be turned around to conceal their actions from Chatauri War Leader's team. Hulk will now choose an adjacent square. The board may now be turned around to their turn. It's their turn now. They may inspect to see which zone it is. This is the one. This is your square. This should have been left. Your square should have been left open. You're in here. This is Chatauri War Leader. Where is the Hulk? Where did he dodge? I'm gonna look here. Not in there. The attack does not fly. That's Chatauri War Leader's action. Use the perplex on that. Chatauri War Leader would like to go here. Move his full 8. He still has move and attack, so he could do something. It might not work very well, but he can do something. He has to. When you're flying, the attack doesn't matter anymore. Curious. Oh, let's try that attack then. That probably should make some kind of difference, is that you shouldn't ignore the attack simply because they can fly. Compound. He has to hit him, and then he has to choose the right square. Move and attack. We're going to like to move part of the way. Let's go over here. We're going to over here. Changing the zones we occupy. We're occupying that zone also. Now, we're going to check it. We're not stopping there. I'll place the peg there. Close this. That's the equivalent of doing this. Oh, that means they're more like over here. He would be over there. Misjudgment. Chatauri War Leader shall attack at Hulk. Shall attack it. That's 9. Chatauri War Leader gets 9 attack. He has 10 minus 2 for the move and attack. That's 8. 9 and 8 is 9. 9 and 8 is 17. He will hit a 17. Misses Hulk by 1. Ooh. Even if he hit Hulk, then he'd have to pick the right square that Hulk moved in. He can. This moved erroneously, so I have to move here instead. We're now going into this zone. Let's check that one. Nobody there. Can now see these. Check these. these already. And he can also see these. Also see this one. Then this should not be here. Means he can also then see this zone. Check that one. Nobody's there. Then he'll be able to see this zone. Nobody there either. He can see this. He can see these two zones. This zone, which is this one row transposed to this square blocked here. And he can see this one, which is these two of this column transposed to here, blocked up until there. And no one's there. Read it. We are making the move. Here. We're stopping in this zone. That is incorrect. Okay. And this zone. We no longer occupying this zone. Move that. Put that here. And lift that one out. He's flying at 3, which means he can now see this. He's here. Behind. This is his action token. He pushed one to do it. Still got move and attack. Now he's pushed it to the limit. Oh, the limit. He has perplex. He lost perplex, but he has pulse wave. This would then inform him now. This is going to try and base him. Basing you. 5. 5 plus 11 equals 16. Is 17. That misses by 1. Ooh, lovely. Their turn. So on their turn, they'd look and they'd see, oh, what's this? There's a guy here. Check the zones you're in. You're occupying that zone. This can see this zone. And this neglected to put one of these in there. So forgot that with this destroyed, this is also part of that zone. So we're both in there. This can see here. One in there. Also one in here. And up here. Oh. We're pushed. We can't do much of anything. We can't even perplex. We have pulse wave. That's something that might be interesting. But for now, clearing those dual raw turkeys. Dual raw. Like the baboon buttocks. Onanka of the baboon. Is going to check the zones. So that guy's still there. Hasn't gone anywhere. We're still together here. Still together there. Hulk might then check the stuff he could see. See over here. If there were any other characters. Look around. You could see up here. Can you see that? I think you could see all this. And then your vision would stop there. None of those. And this would block over here. See these. We could push to throw this at him. We could push to grab him. Grabbing him is proving quite difficult. I have an 11, he has a 17. I need a 6 to hit him, and this is having difficulty doing it. And even if this grabs him, he has to roll breakaway, but this couldn't attack him. He could roll breakaway next turn and then run away and not get any damage. I have the opportunity to hit him. I don't have to grapple him in order to do damage to him. So I'm going to take that and just push to throw this thing at him. So that'll do. He has toughness. This throws it 4 damage. Yes. That could end the game right now. I push to throw this thing. 11 on your 17. 7 hits 7. That's 18. Hits 18. That's so you get hit with an object that deals 4 damage. You take 3. 1, 2, 3. He's alive. This did not expect that. And he has regeneration and sidestep. And he takes damage for this, for doing that. And this goes away. Hurled it with all his might. Now it's Chatauri War Leader. I see you there. Out of habit, let's check our zones. This from here down this row here, nobody in there. These two of this column transposed across to here. Unless this gets destroyed, then it continues on to here. This is open. It should not be open. Nobody's in there. Oh, he lost the flight ability, though. So he would fall anyhow. So he does fall. He falls 3, and he takes fall damage, and that probably will KO him. KO! Oh. No turn to go for you.